Right, so how do we make a pie chart from statistical data then? We're looking here at the Swedish countryside, and we know that 58% of the countryside of Sweden is actually covered in woodland. That means forests, trees, everything like that. Only 8% of it is farming country, fields for farming, okay? But we have an awful lot of water, we know that. We have 9% of our countryside is covered with water, or lakes, or big areas like that, inland. And then all other remaining mountains, towns, villages is 25%. So if we were to change these into decimals, 58% is the same as the decimal 0.58. 8% is the same as the decimal 0.08. Lakes and rivers, 9% is the same as the decimal 0.09. And 25%, 0.25. If we wanted to know how much is that of a whole circle, let's change these decimal numbers into fractions of a whole circle. How many degrees would I have to do to write my pie chart? Because what I would like to do here is I would like to have a nice big pie chart here where every piece of data has the correct space, the correct area. What we do then is we take this decimal number 0.58 and multiply it by 360 degrees. 360 is the whole part of it. What would we get then as our answer? 0.58 multiplied by 360 degrees would give us 209 degrees. How much is that? Well, it's woodland, so we'll cover it green. It's more than 180. 180 would be straight down, and we've got 209 degrees, so we're going to be going down here. And we would measure this angle with our protractor. We can either measure 209 using a circular protractor, or we can measure 209 by measuring 360 minus 209. It will give us the whole opposite angle here. It would give us that angle there. And then from when we drew this line in, we'd have the right angle for our 209 degrees. So what we've got is, we've got woodland taking 209 degrees. Then we have fields, farmers' fields, and we have to take our 0.08. So we take our 8%, which is the same as the decimal 0.08, multiplied by 360. This will give us the number of degrees that we need for fields, farmers' fields, as only being 8 degrees. Let's have that in red. So it's not going to take very much. We measure it with our protractor to get it accurately. I don't have a protractor here, but here we have our farmers' fields. And instead of writing the degrees, what we'd usually write here is the percentage. So here, instead of the degrees, we'd usually write 58%. Farmers' fields, we'd often sort of put out the number here, 8%. Lakes and rivers then, let's do them in blue. We'd have 9%, which is the same as the decimal 0.09, multiplied by 360, giving you 32 degrees. Whoops, 32 degrees. Sorry, 0.08 times 360 cannot, of course, be 8 degrees. That is the percentage that I wrote there. 0.08 times 360 is 29 degrees. 29 degrees for the farmers' fields, 32 degrees, almost the same for lakes. A little bit more at 9%. Don't forget to label your circle diagram with what you're doing here. Lakes at 9%. And then we know that the remainder, if we'd drawn this properly, which I obviously haven't, because the remainder should be 25%, which should be 0.25 of 360, which is 90 degrees. And let's have that in yellow. So the remainder here should be anything that isn't forest or fields, farmers' fields, or lakes and rivers. So then we can see I actually have to adjust mine here. I'll redo that a little bit neater so that my farmers' fields are here at 8% and my lakes are here at 9%. So, and that's how you do a pie chart. Use your data of relative frequency and turn it into a pie chart. Just multiply your percentage or your decimal by 360 to find out how much of the whole circle you have to actually fill in with your different colours. And then quite often you'd colour them in as well. So the farmer's fields would be in red and the woodland would be in green and the remainder in yellow and the water in blue. And the thing about this is you don't actually have to put the percentages in because you can get a good idea of how much of Sweden is covered with woodland just by looking at the pie chart. You don't need to know it's exactly 58%. You need to say, wow, it's more than half of the whole landmass of Sweden. That's the interesting thing to be able to see. Pie charts are just like sort of quick and dirty. Have a little look. You can get an idea of how much is river, how much is fields, how much is woodland. So that's what pie charts do. They give you just a very quick overview of the data that you've just been presented. So they're very useful if you just want a quick overview. It doesn't help you calculate an exact percentage. Okay.